Hey you guys, in today's video I'm going to be doing a full service. So this client is going to be getting a soak off and then she's going to be getting a full set. And this full set is kind of different from others. It's not anything special, but instead of doing all acrylic like I normally do, I'm going to be doing some gel polish. And the gel polish that I'm using today is from Nail Addict. And I have been seeing their gel polishes around for a little minute and I've always wanted to try it. So in today's video, I'm going to finally get to see how these gel polishes work. Now, like I said before, I typically don't do a lot of gel polish designs, but sometimes you get clients who come in and it's a real basic or simple set. So you don't want to have to, go through the trouble of doing all this colored acrylic when you can just use a gel polish. Now, my preference when it comes to gel polish is the consistency. It has to be a good consistency because that's why I guess kind of towards the beginning of my nail journey, I kind of went towards the acrylic because sometimes when applying the gel polish, it can be real lumpy, real bumpy. Some of them can be sheer, just all kinds of different, troubles you can get with gel polishes. But here recently, these companies are busting out some really good quality gels. So I am going to see if Nail Addict is one of them. So as you can see, I'm just taking down her set. I'm using my Volcano bit and it's just a extra coarse bit. And I use that just to take all of that acrylic down. I'm not actually taking all of it down, but I'm going down to the clear base. Now, once I get it down, I'm going to soak her nails, and I do that by, warming up a bowl of hot water, and then I place my bowl of acetone on top of that, and I'll soak them for, however long it takes for me to basically take off the other hand. It should be around 7 to 10 minutes, something like that. So her nails have came out of that acetone, and as you can see, that acrylic has started to melt off. Not all of it, because I ended up taking the other hand down pretty fast. So she wasn't in the acetone for that long, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and continue, and I'm using this bit just to remove the soft acrylic that is coming off. Now, I'm not concerned that all of it is not coming off because after this step, I'm going to go in and I'm going to use my hand file and I'm going to remove some also. Now you can see she has had several sets over this last particular set. So she still has a bit of glitter that's kind of, sticking to her nail beds. And when it comes to something like that, I do not want to file down and just keep filing and filing until I get all of that glitter off, because you can kind of go into the natural nail plate and you do not want to do that. You want to make sure that you just get off as much as you need to without creating any damage to the natural nails. So once I do all of that, I'm going to go down as much as I can, and then I'm going to do my natural nail prep. So to start my natural nail prep off, I have already pushed back her epinicium with my cuticle pusher, and now I'm coming in with my cuticle bit, and I'm using that to detach that dead skin that is stuck to her natural nail plate. Now you guys know I love to start at the center of the nail and work the left side, and then once I get to the thumb, I put my bit in reverse and I will do the opposite side. I'll go in and I'll do all of the right side of the 5 fingers. Now, depending on the client, determines how I'm going to do my natural nail prep. It's all pretty much the same, but the pressure will be different. Now, I am using a different bit. I normally use the brown sanding bands when it comes to natural nails when I'm doing my natural nail prep. But since she has that acrylic still left on there, I'm going to come in and I'm going to use my zebra bands. Now, these are, I believe these are fine. Or they may be medium, these zebra bands. They're in medium. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that across her nail plate. But when I get to the area where she has no product, I'm going to relieve as much pressure as I can. So I'm basically just gliding that sanding band over her natural nail. So it's all about pressure when it comes to the natural nails and when you're using your bits. So keep that in mind. Always keep that in mind when you're using your bits. You want to put the right amount of pressure in the right areas. And as you guys can see, that glitter is not budging. And you know what? That's okay. I just want the majority of it off. And the colors that I'm going to be using on top of this is going to cover that up. So I'm not concerned about it at all. My only concern is that I do not dig my sanding band into her natural nail plate trying to get this glitter off. So if I have to leave a little bit on there, then that is okay. So once I have all of that done, I went in and I used my cuticle nippers and nipped away some of that extra skin. And then I went in and applied tips. And then I went in and shaped the desired shape that she wanted, which was stiletto. So as far as my design, I'm going to kind of be doing a mix of both. I'm going to incorporate some of my colored acrylic, and I'm also going to use the gel polish too towards the end. So for my foundation, that's basically what I'm going to call this. This is going to be my foundation layer because I'm really not doing anything special. I'm going to be doing a full coverage nail. I'm going to do an ombre, and then I'm going to do a side cut also. And then when it comes to the gel polish design, I thought about laying this nude color and then polishing my gel polish over that because I'm telling you, when I use gel polish, I'm so concerned about the opaqueness. Is it going to be opaque enough? But since I'm reviewing this product, I said, no, I'm going to use clear so I can really see how this gel polish stands out. So this blue that I'm using, it's from Young Nails Inc. And I believe it's out of their Imagination nail art collection. And the nude that I'm using is just a self mix that I made myself. So I'm doing this one all clear. This is where I'm going to be using my gel polish. And like I said, my foundation is pretty basic because the majority of my design is going to be done on top when these nails are finished. So for the pointer finger, this is where I'm going to be doing my cutout. So I'm going to start at the back of the nail and I'm going to take a medium-sized bead and I'm going to just start walking that bead down. Now this is a medium-sized bead, so it's not thick at all. It is just giving me enough coverage to cover that tip. Now I'm going to apply this all the way through the free edge and then I'm going to just leave it and I'm going to kind of let it set up. Not dry all the way, but I want to be able to come and cut it when it's semi-dry. So I'm going to leave that there and then I'm going to move on to the next finger and I'm going to apply my color and then I'm just basically going to jump back and forth. So once I have everything filled in, I went and capped everything with clear, and then I filed them into shape. So the color I'm using is Blue Addict. On their site, they say they are vegan and cruelty free and no streaking and one coat full coverage. So we'll see. But look at this pretty blue. It is so pretty. So I could have went and used their base coat, but I'm going to just be doing a thin application. So when I do that, I just like to do a thin layer of Young Nails Protein Bond, and that'll help that polish stick to it. So I'm just going to coat those, and then I'm going to go in with my blue color, and I'm just going to lay it on this palette, and I'm going to be doing the outer edge on one of the nails. So I'm just going to coat my striping brush, and the most important thing is you don't want a lot of buildup of the polish on the tip. You want that smooth. So I'm going to start at the corner, and I'm just going to press my brush down, and then I'm just going to follow it through the tip, trying not to, come outside of those lines, being very still and just allowing the brush to do the job. That's the thing when you're using striping brushes. You want to just apply your brush down on the nail, and then let the brush do all the work. And when I'm doing this, I'm looking at the nail from both angles, and I'm also going to flip her hand around and just check that the lines are both even with each other. So you always want to make sure you check from the client's view also. So now I'm going to come in and I'm just going to add a little bit more. So I'm applying that brush, placing it there on the nail, applying pressure, and then just dragging it through, keeping it straight. So when applying gel, you want to do thin multiple coats. So when I take my brush out the bottle, I'm just going to knock off some of the excess so I'm not picking up too much of that gel polish. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to polish just the tip, just the free edge portion of the nail. So when I do that, I am doing it thin, and I'm stroking it and gliding the polish over the nail. You want to make sure that you're not dragging your brush, because that's how you create strokes. So thin, nice gliding over the nail. So for the cuticle area, I'm going to pick up a little bit more polish on my brush, and then when I place my brush down, I'm going to place it away from the cuticle area. When I place it down, I'm going to apply pressure so that the bristles fan out, and then I'm going to basically shimmy the polish up to the cuticle area. So once I have that done, I'm just going to bring the brush down through the tip, and then I'm going to turn it to its side, and I'm going to do the sidewall, the right side, and then I'll go to the opposite side, and I'll have my brush turned also, and I'll do the left side. Now I'm going to just make sure that I get all of that portion of the sidewall done. You don't want to leave any spots empty. Now once I have it, I'm just going to glide my brush through the entire nail. I'm basically just stroking it over the top and gliding it through so there are no bubbles, no streaks, no lint, nothing there. And that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to come through with an orange stick, and I'm just going to clean up the sides. Anytime you're doing a gel polish application, make sure you clean up the sides. It's good to glide your brush over the polish, and sometimes when you do that, it gets a little messy. So you have to go in and make sure that your sidewalls and your cuticle area is clean. If the cuticle area was flooded, then I would come in with a small detail brush with acetone and clean it with that. Now that is just one coat, y'all. I was so surprised. I was like telling my client, "Oh, this is just one coat." And she was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Never mind, ma'am. Don't worry about it." But I was very, very pleased with this polish. So now I'm going to come through with just my art, and I'm using my stickers, y'all, that I got in my AliExpress haul. I've been wanting to use them. I've been trying to get everybody to use them, and nobody's used them yet, but she let me use it. So I just applied that, and then I'm going to come in and just add some bling, and she's all done. And just to clarify, I did not go in and add a second coat to any of this application. They were full color, opaque, no streakiness. They were everything that their website said. So if you guys haven't got you any, I would suggest go out and get some, especially if you do a lot of gel polish designs. So I recommend this product. I love it. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to top coat everything. And when I do gel polish, I always use their top coat, no matter what. So for my other nails, I'm going to use my regular young nails. But for the nails with the gel polish, I'm going to use the Nail Addict's top coat. And that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you who watch my videos, all of you who leave me sweet, kind comments. Thank you so much. You guys don't know what that means to me. I really appreciate it, and it makes me want to just keep doing this more and more, keep uploading more videos. So if you guys have any requests, you want to see me do something, please leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.